Hi, I'm JJ the Life Coach, and I'd like to do an Ask the Life Coach segment today. I had a great question come into my website. I've been working this month on my TMJ segment on marriage mistakes, and I did a segment on control issues last Thursday, and this was a great follow-up question, wanting more information about control issues and some support resources. So today we're going to talk about control issues, and control issues are always needing to be right in your partnership or needing things to go a certain way. And again, I covered some of this in my TMJ segment, so I wanted to go into a little deeper discussion today about being in that caveman brain, because if you are dealing with control issues, you are in your caveman brain. Now, the caveman brain is that primitive survival portion of the brain. It's all about winning or losing. So in this situation in the marriage, there's always a predator and prey. And again, go back to caveman times when that caveman was either hunting the saber-toothed tiger or being hunted by the saber-toothed tiger. Predator and prey. So if you're the person who always needs to be right or needs things done your way, you are acting as a predator. And what you're trying to do usually is you're trying to use your anger usually, or your manipulation, to create an emotional response in your partner. You want them to have shame or guilt that will motivate them to do things your way or see things your way. Okay, so it's all about that manipulating the other person, the prey's emotions. Now, if you're the prey person, you're the person who sort of caves in, or even if you fight before caving in, you're coming from the prey perspective. And the problem there is, again, emotion-based. You are scared to death of those emotions. You don't want to feel shame. You don't want to feel guilt or any of the other emotions that might come up for you. So you will do whatever you're asked to avoid feeling those emotions. So either way, the feelings are controlling your life. They're controlling this predator-prey situation. And I love Rhonda Britton, my teacher and mentor, has a great quote about the feeling that you're afraid to feel is running your life. And I think that's applicable whether you're predator or prey, especially if you're prey. So let's talk a little bit about how to deal with that. Now, if you're in the predator role, you're the person with control issues. One of the things you would like to understand is that you need to vent out any of the anger or hostility, any of those really strong emotions that you might be directing at your partner. You want to vent those out. Either, you can have a screaming fit in the car before you get home. Maybe exercise helps you vent out those angry, hostile emotions. Whatever they are, you want to vent them out. And it's good to kind of know that those feelings are usually a blanket emotion, what I call a blanket emotion. A blanket emotion is an emotion that is covering up another emotion or covering up another fear. So once you vent that anger or hostility out, you can start to come from the emotion or the fear that's underneath it. And for predators, a lot of the time, their fear is fear of losing control or being seen as a loser or being hurt, rejected. So understand that that's underlying. Vent out that emotion, okay? Know that you can ask for what you want without needing to use that emotion or manipulate your partner's emotion. You can simply make a request and ask for what you want, coming from that underlying need, okay? I really need, even if it's something simple, this might sound funny, but I really need you to close the toilet seat because it's just in the middle of the night, it's so hard. And I know you might not always remember, but if you could just try. Instead of coming at them with guns blazing or whatever it might be. You're not coming at them with that anger or hostility. You're coming from something that's more pure. All right? The other thing to understand if you're a predator is that, or the person with control issues, is that if the person says no, it's not a personal rejection. It's not necessarily aimed at you. They aren't saying, no, I reject you, I hate you because I'm not going to do what you say. Maybe they had a bad day at work. Maybe they're tired. Maybe they know they can't remember to do that, to close the toilet seat. So, can you guys have a discussion about how to remember? There are many reasons, countless reasons why they might deny your request. And instead of seeing that as a personal affront, seeing it as losing or being a loser, or being rejected, you want to see that that's not personal and have a discussion about it instead of feeling like you're being denied or attacked, okay? Now, if you're prey, you're coming at it from a little bit different situation, okay? It's really about understanding that you're afraid of that emotion of shame or that emotion of guilt. Now, I'll be posting a great video soon called the 90-second trick to stop stress in its tracks. This also works excellent. These tricks also work great if you are feeling guilty or ashamed of something, to try to get you try to keep you from ruminating on that. Try to keep you from moving into that feeling and staying stuck in that feeling, okay? Another reason, or another thing for a person who has, who's sort of acting more as prey, is to learn how to set some boundaries. All right. Understand that you can say no also, and you're not attacking the other person by saying no. Understanding that it's okay to have your own needs and your own level of energy and your own boundaries. And I wanted to point out one of the resources I have is this book, When I Say No, I Feel Guilty. This is a fabulous book on learning how to set boundaries. And I love it because it gets into sort of the caveman brain stuff in the front. So it's a really good explanation, but there are a lot of words on the page. So this is good if you're a heavy reader, especially. You'll get a lot of information. But even if you're not, they have a Bill of Assertive Rights right in the front cover that is fabulous to just skim through those, even if you only read part of the book. So again, that's When I Say No, I Feel Guilty by Manuel J. Smith, PhD. All right? And another reference I have, whether you're predator or prey, either way, again, it's all about those emotions and those emotional fears. So of course I recommend Rhonda Britton's Fearless Living, a fabulous book on understanding why you're motivated to do things by those emotions and those emotional fears. Fabulous book. And of course, if you'd like to hire a Fearless Living coach, I am taking some private clients now as well. But I also have some resources of people who do couples coaching, and I'll make sure I list that on this blog too. They specialize in coaching couples and relationships using the Fearless Living sort of methodology. So 2 great books, 2 great resources if you are having a control issue situation in your marriage. And if you know someone who's having control issues in their marriage, I'm going to be posting another blog shortly all about how you support someone who's having problems with their marriage. So that's sort of a second part to this question. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to submit them to the TMJ website. I'm not remembering. I'll post that link down there. Or you can submit them to my website and maybe I'll do a blog post on them, okay? Thanks a lot, and I'll talk to you later.